Etsy's story is a journey of creativity, community, and global success, wrapped in a bit of Brooklyn charm. Let's rewind to 2005, when Rob Callan, a frustrated artist who couldn't find a place to sell his handmade creations, decided to take matters into his own hands. Alongside his friends Chris McGuire and Haim Shopik, they built Etsy out of a Brooklyn apartment, a place where artists, crafters, and vintage lovers could finally find a home to sell their unique products. And get this, the name Etsy doesn't mean anything special. Rob was playing with Italian phrases like "sì," which means "oh yes," but he just wanted something quirky and fun. That carefree spirit was a perfect fit for a platform that encouraged sellers to embrace their individuality. From the get-go, Etsy became a magnet for people who wanted something different: handmade jewelry, funky art, vintage clothes, or quirky home decor. It wasn't just an online shop. It felt like a community of creative souls. Buyers weren't hunting for mass-produced stuff. They wanted products with a story behind them. By 2008, Etsy was really gaining steam. Investors took notice, pumping in millions to help it grow. Etsy kept adding cool features, like making it easier for sellers to get paid, introducing mobile shopping, and even launching Etsy teams, so sellers could connect based on their shared interests or location. The idea of supporting small-scale artisans was resonating, and Etsy quickly became a haven for buyers who wanted something personal and authentic. Etsy started preparing for the big leagues, and by 2015, they were ready for their debut. Etsy went public. Suddenly, this little handmade marketplace was a giant, with an IPO that raised $237 million. Yet, there was a balancing act. How could Etsy grow big without losing its soul? It was no longer just a cozy Brooklyn project, it was a global brand. But Etsy wasn't without its struggles. With more sellers came the inevitable clash between those who were truly handmade and others who were reselling manufactured goods. It was a hot topic, and Etsy had to figure out how to maintain its artisan roots while also staying open to sellers trying different approaches. In 2017, the company got another leadership makeover. Enter Josh Silverman, a guy with experience at eBay and Skype. His mission? Take Etsy to the next level. Under Silverman, Etsy made some bold moves, tightening up operations, improving search algorithms, and offering sellers new ways to advertise and grow their businesses. Etsy Ads became a game changer, giving sellers the power to promote their products both on Etsy and beyond. And then came 2020. With the world in lockdown during the pandemic, people flocked to Etsy in droves. Need a handmade face mask? Etsy had you covered. In fact, sales of face masks alone hit a whopping $740 million. But it wasn't just about masks. As people spent more time at home, they were decorating their spaces, picking up hobbies, and looking for unique gifts. Everything Etsy was made for. In the years that followed, Etsy went on a shopping spree of its own. In 2021, it acquired Depop, the popular app for secondhand fashion, appealing to Gen Z's love for thrifting and sustainable style. They also bought Reverb, a marketplace for musical instruments, and Elo7, a Brazilian marketplace for handmade goods. Etsy was growing, and now it had something for everyone from vintage fashionistas to music lovers. Throughout it all, Etsy has maintained its commitment to being more than just a marketplace. It's about supporting small businesses, championing sustainable products, and giving people a place to turn their passions into profit. And it's done all this while fostering a tight-knit community of sellers who care about craftsmanship, creativity, and ethical business practices. Of course, Etsy has faced some growing pains. Sellers have sometimes felt the pressure with rising fees and the need to advertise to stay competitive. Yet, the platform remains a beloved space for artisans, vintage collectors, and anyone with a creative spark. Today, Etsy is a global brand, but it still carries that same spirit from its Brooklyn beginnings. It's a place where buyers can find something truly special, and sellers can share their craft with the world. Whether you're shopping for a one-of-a-kind piece of art, a hand-knit scarf, or that perfect vintage find, Etsy remains the go-to marketplace for unique goods with heart. Have you ever used the Etsy platform either as a buyer or seller? We'd love to hear about your experience. Share your thoughts with us in the comments or send us a DM. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Aero Connect, and we'll catch you next time.